여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon So-hwa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news and the latest in K-sports today. And with that, let's dive in. Joining us on today's show is Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to our K-Culture Dive viewers. I'm Bella Kim, back again to co-host and fill you all in with some exciting K-entertainment news.
All right, let's kick off with K-Enter News, Bella. Now, last week we talked about the Busan International Fantastic Film Festival with Professor Jae So, our film expert.
Right.
And we did that right after the opening ceremony on Thursday. But I heard that the opening weekend also garnered a lot of attention. So tell us more about it.
Yes, you're definitely correct, Soa. The 30th Busan International Fantastic Film Festival is off to a strong start, drawing more than 50,000 visitors during its opening weekend. According to festival organizers, BIFAN welcomed more than 23,000 audience members during its first 4 days, a 51% increase from last year. The festival also attracted over 29,000 visitors to its outdoor programs, including the July Carnival, featuring food markets, concerts, events, and activities. This year's festival welcomed internationally renowned filmmakers and actors, including director Wang Jing-ping and actress Fan Bingbing, who met Korean audiences through red carpet events, press conferences, and audience talks. Visitors also responded positively to side events such as the Fun Fun Arcade, where open talk sessions allow festival goers to interact freely without advance reservations. And celebrating its 30th anniversary, the Busan International Fantastic Film Festival will continue across Busan until July 12th.
That's good to know. So if anyone is in the area or just simply loves films, it's definitely worth checking out. Now, Bella, staying with films, and another topic that we touched upon with Professor So is director Na Hong-jin's movie, his first movie in 10 years, in a decade. It's finally going to come out in around a week. And I hear that the first domestic press conference was held on Monday. So what do you have on that?
Yes. The cast and director of the upcoming Korean science fiction film Hope shared the new details about the movie during a press conference in Seoul on Monday. Director Na Hong-jin said he watched the film thousands of times and plans to continue refining it until its release to ensure he has no regrets at all. He explained that while his previous film, The Wailing, relied heavily on dialogue, Hope tells its story through action, visuals, and sound, allowing audiences to experience the characters' emotions and determination to survive. The film has also undergone further refinements since its screening at the Cannes Film Festival. Several scenes and visual effects were updated. The runtime has now been trimmed from 160 minutes to 156 minutes. Hope, set in a fictional village near the DMZ, follows the chaos that comes after this arrival of a mysterious alien creature. It is expected to be released in Korean theaters on July 15th and in North America this September.
Well, we cannot compare the revised vision because we are not in Cannes,
right.
But I'm definitely looking forward to this one. And I guess this is going to raise hopes for the second half of Korean cinema of this year. But Bella, we're going to talk about a rookie boy group whose future looks very hopeful as well.
Oh, definitely. Cortis surpassed 900 million cumulative streams on Spotify in less than a year after their debut. According to Big Hit Music, Cortis recorded over 900 million streams on Spotify as of July 4th, with just 13 songs released since their debut last August. The total includes tracks from the group's first and second mini albums, as well as Mention Me, an original soundtrack for the animation Goats. Their latest title track, Red Red, has been a standout success. It topped Spotify Korea's weekly top songs chart for 10 consecutive weeks and has claimed the #1 spot on the platform's daily top songs chart 62 times in total, showing its enduring popularity. Building on this momentum, Cortis will kick off their first world tour titled Put Your Phone Down with 2 concerts at Inspire Arena in Incheon on July 18th and 19th.
I won't be surprised if they add another 100 million streams and breaks more records. But thank you very much, Bella, for those updates.
Yes, I'll stick around.
All right, now time to go over to our AI anchor Arirang for more on the culture front. Arirang, over to you.
Thanks, Sua. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. South Korea's total exports generated by the Korean Wave, or Hallyu, reached nearly $19 billion last year, marking a double-digit increase from 2024. According to the government's 2025 Hallyu Ecosystem Survey, Hallyu-related cultural content exports totaled around $10.2 billion, while consumer goods and tourism exports reached almost $8.8 billion. That's up more than 14% and 18% on year, respectively. Music exports, in particular, surged 84% on year, driven by the global success of Netflix's animated film, K-pop Demon Hunters. The government plans to further analyze Hallyu's economic impact and market trends to better shape future policies. Korea's southeastern port city of Busan saw a sharp surge in foreign tourists during the first 5 months of this year. According to the Busan city government, the city has welcomed nearly 1.94 million international visitors between January and May, up nearly 40% from the same period last year. Visitors from Taiwan accounted for the largest share at more than 375,000, followed by those from China, Japan, and the United States. Foreign tourist spending in Busan reached over 132 billion won, or roughly $87 million in May, ranking second nationwide after Seoul for the third straight month. Busan, after becoming Korea's first city to introduce overnight cruise packages, plans to roll out amphibious tour buses, marine sightseeing taxis, and overnight tourism packages tied to major festivals to attract more visitors. To help revive South Korea's slumping film industry, the Culture Ministry will distribute 2 million additional movie discount coupons worth 6,000 won each. Beginning at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, moviegoers can claim the coupons through the apps of Korea's 3 major multiplex chains and other participating theaters. Each online member will automatically receive 2 coupons in their digital account, with distribution ending once supplies run out. The ministry says the first round of coupons, released in May, proved effective in bringing audiences back to theaters, with box office revenue rising nearly 50% in the week after the rollout. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Artificial intelligence is changing everyday life in Korea in more ways than you might expect. At construction sites where nearly 4 out of 10 workers are foreigners, AI is helping break down language barriers and making workplaces safer. Kim Junong files this report from on the ground.
It's 7 in the morning and some 700 workers gather at this construction site in Seoul for the day's safety briefing. As the safety manager speaks into the microphone, his words simultaneously appear on screens in Korean, Chinese, and Vietnamese. Making this all possible is an AI translator.
There was a lot I couldn't understand in Korean. Now AI translates everything into my native language, so it's much easier to work. It's accurate, and my co-workers like it too.
At this construction site, 40% of the workers are foreign nationals. As more come from overseas, Korean builders are using artificial intelligence to make communication easier. Co-developed by Lotte Group's construction and IT services units, this translator supports 20 languages and even understands construction jargon and on-site slang. By scanning a QR code, workers can select their language and instantly access translations on their phones. The technology speeds up communication, making the work process more efficient.
I supervise Chinese workers on site. It used to take more than 20 minutes to relay instructions because I had to translate everything myself. Now everyone reads the translations, so it takes less than 5 minutes.
The system emerged as an alternative to general-purpose translation tools, which often fail to recognize construction jargon or maintain accuracy in noisy environments. This in turn enables clearer communication in an environment where safety comes first.
There are a lot of noisy and hazardous operations here. The better workers understand our safety instructions, the safer everyone is.
Built on speech-to-text technology, the system keeps getting smarter.
We trained the AI on 300 hours of on-site audio, including background noise. We then built a terminology database to help it recognize construction-specific expressions.
As construction sites become more multilingual, artificial intelligence is becoming a safety solution that benefits both builders and workers. Kim Junong, Arirang News.
At first glance, it's simply a beautiful lotus pond, a picture-perfect bridge, a pavilion mirrored on the water. Every summer, thousands of lotus blossoms blanket the pond in vibrant color. But this is no ordinary scenic spot. This is Gungnamji in Puyo, Korea's oldest known artificial pond and historic site number 135, a place where the royal garden envisioned by the Baekje kingdom 1,400 years ago lives on. The name Gungnamji means the pond south of the palace. It marks the site of the pond that once lay just south of the royal palace in Puyo, the final capital of the Baekje kingdom. Celebrated for its refined artistry and sophisticated architecture, Baekje expressed its unique sense of beauty not only in temples and palaces, but in its gardens as well. Gungnamji remains one of the finest surviving examples of that vision. According to historical records, King Mu commissioned the construction of a grand pond south of the palace in 634. It was far more than a decorative body of water. It was a carefully designed, man-made royal garden. The island at its center represented the mythical mountain where immortals were believed to dwell, a symbolic landscape that reflected the Baekje court's vision of an ideal world and the elegance of its royal culture. The Gungnamji we see today is not exactly as it appeared 1,400 years ago. Yet the spirit of the Baekje royal garden still lingers here. Lotus flowers blanket the water in brilliant color during the day, and by night, the pavilion and graceful bridges shimmer in soft reflections across the pond. Gungnamji is more than a famous lotus destination. It is a living window into Korea's ancient garden tradition and a timeless expression of Baekje's remarkable aesthetic. 14 centuries later, the kingdom's royal garden comes to life with each summer bloom.
Now time for our regular sports updates with our sportscaster Jason Lee joining us in the studio. Welcome back, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hello.
Okay, Jason, obviously we will have to talk about the World Cup and Korea's very early exit of the World Cup. However, we also had other developments in the world of K-sports in the past couple of weeks. So give us a preview. What do you have today?
Yeah, I'll definitely review what went wrong with the Korean team, as well as what's up next for Team Korea and the KFA as well, for that matter. Also, hey, Koreans went 1-2 at the most recent LPGA major. Details on that coming up. Also, the KBO's All-Star Game is coming up this weekend. I'll preview the game and events. And also in Major League Baseball, Go Suk should make his Major League debut maybe as early as this week because he was traded, and maybe his new team, I think, likely wants to give him a shot. Also, Song Sung-moon hit his first Major League home run. He's actually playing a lot better, so details on his update as well.
Okay, we also have some good news, but let's start with the World Cup. And I can't believe we're not talking about the round of 16 and not even the round of 32.
Yeah.
So we are talking about what went wrong against the game against South Africa.
Yeah, clearly very disappointing, not something that we wanted to see, and certainly not anything that we expected to see. This was a game that South Africa had to win in order to advance to the next round, while Korea would have been able to advance with just a win or only a draw, possibly even could have advanced with a loss. It turned out that that was not the case, but going into the game, it was possible. So I think the problem is that that's exactly how both of these teams seem to play in the game. I really felt that South Africa played with some urgency, showing that they wanted to win this game, while Korea, they played much more passive, almost as if they were playing for a scoreless draw, which is typically not good strategy for any team, especially one that's probably more talented than the opponents that they're up against. I think the evidence of that was the big story of this game in terms of Son Heung-min not starting the game. To me, what was even more surprising than that was that Lee Jae-sung did not play in the game at all. Well, at least Son Heung-min did enter the game as a second half sub, but Lee Jae-sung, I mean, to me, he's a top 5 player on the Korean roster. So his absence was clearly visible. He's a real good ball control guy. When he has the ball, he makes smart decisions, makes good passes. He's a veteran leader. So the fact that he did not play at all, I think it was one of the reasons that South Africa was able to be as competitive as they were, to have as much ball control as they had. So to me, that was very surprising and very disappointing. And I'll go so far as to say I've been vocal about Hong Myung-bo's decision to use Kim Seung-gyu in goal over Cho Hyun-woo, but I would say not playing Lee Jae-sung at all in what turned out to be a loss that knocked them out of the tournament. I think that was a terrible decision, and certainly one, to me, that did matter in the overall outcome.
Right, and many are also very critical of Hong Myung-bo, especially for not starting Son Heung-min in that game.
Yeah.
And obviously he took the responsibility and kind of stepped down from the head coach. And also Jung Mong-gyu resigned as the head of KFA as well. So please give us the details on these.
Yeah, that's right. Korean soccer is going to look a lot different as there have been some changes already, and the replacements, that'll come soon enough. But yeah, a bit of an awkward situation because so Korea lost to South Africa, and then they wouldn't find out for a few days if they might possibly still advance as a top 8 third place team. And who knows? I mean, maybe if things were a little bit different somehow, that they were able to advance as a third place team and then maybe lose in the next round after a decent showing, maybe things could have been a little bit different still. But, you know, it almost felt more and more annoying watching other third place teams advance one by one, eventually knocking Korea out of the tournament. And after it was official that Korea was out, Hong Myung-bo resigned, which means that the KFA is going to have to find another head coach quite quickly because their next tournament is coming up in January. That's the Asian Cup to be played in Saudi Arabia. As for Jung Mong-gyu, he resigned as well, which is actually not unexpected. He did mention prior to the World Cup in May that he would step down after the World Cup. So this was more of a confirmation of what he said that he was going to do rather than something that was completely unexpected. We'll see what happens, but we're going to need some 2 important figures replaced very soon.
And I think I heard that also the vice chairman of KFA, Park Hang-seo, also reportedly stepped down. So I think there is going to be a lot of reshuffle going on in the future. And speaking of which, I heard that Park Ji-sung, one of the big stars of the previous World Cups years ago, that he's going to be taking on a role to get Korean football back on track.
I think this is good news. Absolutely. And yeah, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism has launched what they're calling the K-Football Innovation Committee, which is featuring not just Park Ji-sung, but also Lee Young-pyo and Park Ju-ho. And these 3, I would say, are some of the most popular soccer figures in Korea and very much trusted for their transparency in particular. So I'm sure that they're going to do a great job in helping guide the next phase of Korean soccer, which will include overseeing the KFA during their search for their next head coach, among other things. And I will also mention that Ryu Seung-min, who is the head of Korea's Olympic Committee, he's also been added to co-chair this committee. He was a former Olympic gold medalist as a table tennis player and is quite popular among sports fans as well. So I think him being added to this group as well, I think hopefully they'll be able to have a good, transparent process to be able to find the correct head coach.
Let's really hope for some hopeful changes here.
Yes, some positive changes. We're looking forward to that. Now I want to shift gears to golf. So we have not 1, but 2 Korean atop the standing at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. So please fill us in with this.
How about that? Absolutely. Ryu Hye-ran won the event with a 13 under total, which was 2 shots better than fellow Korean Yoon In-ha. And interestingly, Yoon In-ha led after round 1 with an opening round 63. Now, Ryu Hye-ran was 10 strokes behind as she shot a 1/73 in the first round. She would somehow crawl her way back in for the biggest comeback ever at an LPGA major as she came back from being down 10 strokes to go on to win this event. With her points from the major victory, it also vaults her into 7th place in the LPGA rankings. Of course, Kim Hyo-ju is the highest ranked Korean. She is currently at number 3. Nelly Korda still comfortably in 1st place on the LPGA season standings.
Okay, great news. And now we're going to shift over to the KBO because the KBO All-Star Game, you said, is this weekend. So what more can you tell us?
Well, first and foremost, this is going to be the last ever All-Star Game that will be played at Seoul's Jamsil Stadium. Because, of course, there are plans, of course, for a new stadium to be built at the current sports complex in the Gangnam district. So this is going to be kind of a farewell of sorts from an all-star perspective to the stadium. They've made commemorative logos in particular for this event. Going into the game, the top vote getter for the event was LG first baseman Austin Dean. What a season he has been having, and he is rewarded for that. While Yang Yi-ji, he received the most total fan votes with 2.6 million. Of course, players vote, also the fans vote as to who's going to be an all-star. The players have a different weighted factor that goes into the selection process, but those were 2 of the most popular figures from fans and players' perspectives. I would say, I think 2 of the snubs that I would say are SSG shortstop Park Sung-han did not get in despite having the 4th best batting average so far this season. Also, Victor Reyes, I think he's 3rd in KBO batting right now. He also was not selected. So maybe a little bit of disappointment for their performance this so far this season that they're not in the game, but certainly some very worthy players in as well. There's also going to be a next level game prior to the Futures game, and this is going to feature the top draft eligible high schoolers for next year's draft. I think this is going to be interesting because it kind of shows the future of Korean baseball as well for some of the top 17-year-olds around the country. So that should be cool. And I can also tell you that from an entertainment musical standpoint, Woods will be the musical performance that will be after the 5th inning of play for the All-Star game on Sunday afternoon.
Even great news for non-baseball fans.
Absolutely. And you know, even often at these All-Star games, the players themselves, during the 5th inning break, they get right up through the front of the stage, take their kids and family members. And for them, it's as much of a highlight to see some of these K-pop artists performing as it is for those in the stands as well.
Absolutely.
Right. It's definitely a festival for baseball fans and even non-baseball fans as well. So now I want to talk about Major League Baseball. So you've mentioned that Go Eun-seok got traded and he might now debut at MLB. So where is he at now?
Yeah, that's right. Go Eun-seok is going to the Twins, but not the LG Twins. Yeah, that's right. He's going to the Minnesota Twins. And he, I think, should make his debut at some time this week because he had been with the AAA affiliate with the Detroit Tigers organization. But Minnesota, they've got the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball right now. So at the very least, they're going to have an opportunity for him to step up. He had been lights out in AAA as well as AA this season. And the other issue is because Detroit actually had some very big-name pitchers, Kenley Jansen as their closer as an example, as well as some top pitching prospects in AAA that you could say might have been even ahead of Go Eun-seok in terms of the pecking order. So the fact that he goes to Minnesota now, where they really don't have a true closer on their major league roster right now. So I think if Go Eun-seok goes and pitches well for the Twins, if he's pitching well, I could see within a few weeks how maybe he could take over the closer's role just out of the blue. It's a big ask because we're still talking to a person that's about to make his major league debut. But hypothetically speaking, if he goes and shows that he's capable of getting some outs at the major league level, anything could happen.
Okay, we have time for one quick news, and it's good news. Song Sung-moon hit his first home run in the major leagues.
Absolutely. Of course, that's another major leaguer. Their second baseman, Jake Cronenworth, he had been sidelined with a concussion, and that resulted in some more playing time for Song Sung-moon. And he's raised his batting average now and also hit his first home run of the season on July 1st. He also has 9 stolen bases and a solid 325 on base percentage as well as of late. And now that Jake Cronenworth is even back, Song Sung-moon still has been playing. So it's been showing that the team is still trusting him with some playing time. I think if he can up his batting average just a little bit more, hopefully get some more comfort going and maybe, start playing even better for the San Diego Padres.
Okay, let's hope he's going to keep that momentum going. And thank you very much, Jason, for those updates. See you next time.
Anytime.
And thank you, Bella, as always. See you later this week.
Yes, I'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.